When is the best time to call a girl? Actually, this does apply to any conversation in general and any person. Whoever you are and whomever you call, these tips will probably help you and will be applicable to anyone. If you're a guy who doesn't care when to call, it's fine. You generally don't need some special rules for that, but still there are some tips I'd like to tell you. So there are guys and people in general who feel kind of anxious when they call a person. And I say guys because girls are not the one who usually call first. Usually it's like that. So common advice is, just get over it, just call, just do it. But there you are, you have this phone number, and since you already have it, it's better to maximize your chances for success, even if you're feeling a bit awkward because you're not completely used to do it. So tip number 1, don't call her when you're tired after work. Your energy is just too low and she will feel it. So here comes tip number 2. Call her in the morning, in the first part of the day, not in the afternoon. This thing is not that obvious. Generally, we have more energy in the first part of the day, and this naturally gives us more strength, decisiveness, and it makes us just more confident. People are generally more open and responsive by noon. People don't like to make big plans when it's dark and day is getting over. Our energy is drained throughout the day, and making more plans feels too heavy, especially making plans with people we hardly even know. Tip number 3, which is the 3-day waiting rule. You must have heard about it. The rule states that you should wait for some time before calling a girl or any person to make it look that you don't care. This rule is useless and ineffective. You may call her the next day, you may call her in a week, you may do it in a month. It's up to you and to your schedule. Waiting for 3 days will achieve nothing. It will only make you nervous if you're doing this on purpose. Tip number 4. Do it somewhere in a public place. Go out and do some groceries, and in the meantime, get your phone out and call. This will remove a lot of tension as you will be engaged. Do not be sitting at home all lonely and then call her all anxious with loneliness. She will definitely feel that in your voice. Tip number 5, and this one is interesting. Dealing with the nightclub numbers. This tip is very different, and there is a very special dynamic that is going on in clubs. The problem with the club phone numbers is that they are very unreliable. The thing is that when people are in nightclubs, their consciousness is different. People behave as if the club is alternate reality. And when they're back to normal life, it seems that everything that happened in a club was just a dream. Alcohol makes it even worse. So here's a nice tip to follow if you got some phone numbers of that sort. It's better to call those numbers first thing in the morning, right on the next day. There is a reason for that. By calling that soon, you establish a connection between you and that person. You make her unconsciously feel that what you had last night was not a dream, and you both clearly had something. That's why you have the number. So her brain will still be in that clubbing phase because not much time has passed, and this new appearance of you, your voice, will register, and it will build a bridge between you two. It will connect that dreamy nightclub with the real world where both of you exist. It doesn't have to be something serious, just make a call and say hello, that's it. You don't necessarily need to make plans if you don't want to or have no time for that at the moment. It's just a social call. If you don't call this soon, first thing in the morning, and do it later, like after a few days, there are very good chances that that person will forget you and their brain will phase you out completely. And next time you will call, let's say after a week or after a couple of days even, you'll be a complete stranger to that person. That's exactly why the flaking rate of unresponsive nightclub numbers is so extremely high. People just forget about each other, because the nightclub is something different. It's not inside their comfort zone, inside their life. So this is it, guys. Couple tricks on calling numbers. Use them to your advantage, and as always, thanks for tuning in.